Keep Trekking is not just a channel, it's an adventure. So get your boots on and come with us. It's worth the journey. Experience your local landscape. Breathe the air this ancient land has to give us. So let's go. Welcome to Keep Trekking. Welcome back if that's been a four. Today we're doing Curbar Edge, Baslow Edge, and then a wee trip back to Eyam. Joined by a few guests today, or should I say I'm on their trip today. But hi guys.
Hi.
Obviously Phil's with us. Hi Emily.
Hello.
Angie, somewhere back there.
Go on the other side. Oh yeah.
Go on. I forgot your name, I'm sorry. Vi, that's it. And as you probably noticed, that Phil's kilted. I'm kilted up today. And hi guys. So we're on a little collaboration of the kilted hikers. Catch you in a bit. As Gary and Emily unfurled the flag, the Clan Trek, his first Clan Trek flag out, couldn't think of any better place to actually unfurl it than here at Curbar Edge. The flag has made appearances up to Scotland and into the peaks before, but this one is truly magical. What's it smell like? Smells like fish.
Yep. Somebody's been in here and making good use of it by the smell of it.
Nice.
It really ain't.
You're braver than me. As we moved further onto Curbar Edge, you could see that we're not the only ones that are enjoying this beautiful sunshine. Carver Mill is a mill between two villages of Curbar and Carver. It's a Grade 2 listed building and an old cotton mill built by John Gordon and John Pears in 1803 to 1804 and then later turned into apartments in 2011. Too close to the edge for my liking, Gary and Phil look out over the valley below, stared in wonder at the amazing view that stands before them.
Well, we've got some stunning scenery up here. It's just absolutely beautiful. Just awesome scenery. Can I say, just stunning. It's one of those places where you just can marvel at the absolute beauty of it. Does your head good. I might need some.
Sometimes all you can do is just stand there and look like statues, staring at that fantastic scenery below. Here's Gaz doing his impression of Lion King. Hoorah! Damn braver than I am. I'd never get that close to edge. We continue walking down the path on the very edge of Curbar Edge as we start to see more and more wildlife coming amongst us. Beautiful birds like this one here in front of me, just sat sunbathing in this gorgeous early morning sun. Oh, what it's like to be a bird. No cares, no worries. We got to the end of our trail on Curbar Edge and we doubled back on another path parallel to the one we went down on. This time we're heading back to where we started at the car park, back towards our next destination. As we looked up into the sky, we saw a nice helicopter flying over. I pondered over its destination. As we got onto the tops and started descending back down towards the car park, the path became less sketchy and definitely less rough underfoot. We walked down towards the gate that we had previously come through as when we left the car park. Gary opened the gate and let us through while another couple waited for us to pass. They looked at us strangely as we was kilted, as most people would I suppose, but we weren't bothered. We were having a lovely day. Gary let them through and then went through himself and shut the gate behind him. After passing through the gate, we headed down a track that took us to our next destination.
So, as we leave Curbar Edge, travelling across to Baslow Edge. Now Baslow Edge overlooks the wee village of Baslow. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous Derbyshire village here in the high peaks.
And what better can you have, all this beautiful sunshine and stunning views?
Absolutely gorgeous. And the blue skies, wow. Not a cloud. What are these days for if you can't get out on days like this?
Days like this lead to
What?
nights like that.
Oh right, okay. Not heard that one, I don't think. Sure Phil will give a rendition of it.
No. Days like this lead to nights like that.
He'll not make X Factor.
No, not better.
At this point I looked back towards Curbar Edge and just thought about the lovely walk we just had up there, and the views was fantastic. But it weren't long before we came to Baslow Edge viewpoint. This overlooks a few villages, but the one you can see in front of you directly is actually Curbar and Carver. Two lovely villages, but they're only a stone's throw away from Baslow. Stunning views, you must admit, absolutely fantastic. The Peak District National Park is just stunning. The path on here is more sketchy than Curbar Edge, but you must admit the views do not disappoint. Absolutely outstanding and takes your breath away. There's more rocks on this side than there were on the other, but wow, really weren't bothered at this point.
I've just been informed that somewhere over there is Eaglestone. I'll come and explain that shortly. But I'm not quite sure what that stone's supposed to be. One cock rock, I've been told.
As I stood on the edge, I looked down at the village of Curbar, Carver, and as I pan round to my left through the gorgeous, beautiful fields of Derbyshire Dales, straight down into the village of Baslow. In front of me is the Eaglestone. There's a very strange and local custom in Baslow about this stone, but Gaz will explain about this later in the video. As I once again look down onto Baslow, it's a tractor and a trailer going down its daily business. Looking down towards Chatsworth House and the Chatsworth Estate, the house was built in 1687, but the great fountain that you can see is an Emperor fountain, a 19th century fountain. The canal pond that it sits in is 283 metres long and 30 metres wide, and designed by Joseph Paxton in 1843. And now look over towards Birchin Edge. It's a gorgeous place in the peaks, and at its summit it stands at 310 metres high. After a wee while we came along Wellington's monument. dedicated to the Duke of Wellington for his victory at the Battle of Waterloo, 1815. A local man called Dr. Wrench had it built to counterbalance the memorial to Admiral Lord Nelson on the nearby Birchen Edge. As he was a military man, he thought this would be a fitting tribute to a fellow military man. Truly wonderful. After a few minutes of admiring the monument, we set off down Bar Road, trying to find some brown beasties. We soon came across them in the middle of the track. Beautiful beasties.
Honestly don't know what the farmer feeds these Highland coos on, but whatever it is, it's working.
I find it strange that if I'm in a field full of our native cows, I get worried, but these beasties just never faze me at all. Soon I noticed across the field was some sheep and some more cattle. Love being part of nature.
So as we get close to the end of this trail, after passing them Highland coos, absolutely gorgeous beasties. They were mixed in with normal cows that we see in our fields here, and you can tell the difference. The Highland cows, or Highland coos, you can tell the difference with how placid they are, can't you?
You can, yeah. They're definitely
A different breed. I don't mind walking through a field of them, walking through a field of our native coos. Very, very sketchy. So as we're getting too close to the end of this one, I think Eyam, Gaz?
Aye.
We're going to have another trip up to Eyam.
just a random post for you. Chesterfield Road, magic. Can't see point to this.
As we got to the end of this trail, we turned back towards the Highland Coos and contemplated our next destination. It's somewhere we've been before, but this time it was in far better weather.
So we're not a million miles off back to Car. Like I said earlier, we're going to nip into Eyam. Now if you've not seen that previous video that we did of Eyam, the Plague Village, it's well worth a watch. It's a really good video, to be fair. I'm quite proud of that one. In fact, aren't we, Phil? We're quite proud of that one, son. So we're going to get into Eyam. We've got another half of Eyam to do that we didn't do, so we're going to do that one, and then we may be having a wee swifty when we get there. What do you say, guys? Got to be done.
Hi, this is the famous Eagle Stone, where men of the village of Baslow used to come and climb the stone to prove their manhood. If they reached the top, they'd win the hand of their maiden. Don't fancy I'll do it now.
Right, well, they're getting a coffee from Jolly's. I'll just explain. Two edges, Curbar Edge and Baslow Edge.
Yep.
Not a bad wee trail.
No, not bad at all.
About 2 mile, I think, something like that. Weren't very far, but it's nice leg stretcher on a hot day.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy trail as well. It's easy underfoot.
Easy, very easy.
Yeah.
Just let me brush this fly off my arm, get your own skin. So it's been absolutely beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to have some scran, and then we're going to get in the cars and nip down to Eyam, which is only a few miles away from here. have a walk around Eyam, the bits that we've not done, and then have a wee quick swifty.
Just the one.
Just the one, because I'm driving.
Yeah.
Phil can have more if he wants. But I'm driving, so I'm going to get some scran first and then head down in team.
See you there.
We soon found a bench that we could sit down and eat a scran. A well-deserved break after 6 miles of trekking along Curbar and Baslow edges.
So here we are in Eyam. We're going to have a walk up to the top side of Eyam this time. We didn't do this side last time, but there's a few more things to see that we didn't see on the last Eyam video we did a couple of months ago. We're outside the museum.
Just gonna lube.
So let's go and have a look around this village.
As we walked up the north side of the village, it weren't long before we came across some very important historical places.
The wee building that stands at the back of me, you know it. The building was erected in the time of King John, so that's what, 11th, 12th century, and the building was demolished. Bradshaw was demolished in the 18th century. I've got my own wee audience, but the Bradshaw family left this village in 1660, so they basically scarpered when the plague hit. But it's not much now, apart from a ruined building really, probably a storage.
Here is the site of the Bull's Head Inn. It replaced an earlier building called the Talbot Inn, which was run by the Talbot family. The last survivor died in 1813 unmarried. It closed in 2000 and were converted into flats. Quite sad really. As you can see, it's a lovely building.
The Richard Furnace Cottage, or Furnace House should I say, built in 1615. Richard Furnace was a poet, a very famous poet. He was born here on the 2nd of August in 1791. Fortunately died in Dover, which is now Sheffield, or part of Sheffield, on the 13th of December 1857. A very talented and respected man in both communities. He must have had a bit of money to start with if he was born there. It's a lovely building. Next up we come to West End Cottage. I'll let the green plaque speak for itself. Far too many names to reel off them, unfortunately. Wow. I wonder how many of these buildings are actually witness houses of this tragic village. In front of me is the old Townend factory. It was a silk mill. It was built in 1735, and a Ralph Wayne, who worked here, discovered how to make a pattern on both sides of silk. At the apex of the roof, you can see that there's a pigeon loft where they used to send messages on pigeons to the silk mills in Macclesfield. This building here used to be called Townend Inn, and in 1600s it was built, but in the 18th century this is where drovers used to collect the silk from the mill across the road at Townend and take them to the mills in Macclesfield. You can see it used to be an inn just by the way it looks today. It's now called Townhead House. Marshall Howe lived here in the central part of the building, so it's where this door is today. He became the village sexton during the plague. He was one of the few infected people who was to survive, but his wife Joan, alas, his 2-year-old son died in August 1666. That's 666, no wonder they say that's an unlucky number. number of the beast. He was also in charge of the village pound for stray animals. That is where the garden wall is today. I presume this here. Yeah, there's a nice story about that guy as well. Rumour has it, how true it is, I don't know, but he used to go around the houses that was infected, the people that died, and supposed to claim all the goods and hand them over or whatever. Apparently he was a bit half-inch, he was a bit light with his fingers apparently, and most of the goods that he collected, people's property, never reached where they were supposed to be going, and he made a few pound on that. Presume that's why he was infected, but justice didn't prevail, did it? Because he survived. But that's only a story.
A bit weird.
The wee cottage at the back of me belonged to the Merrill family.
He was up against Wallow.
He was the village herbalist. He died in 1666, but his wife Joan, his wife Anne survived him. I think it's probably his son Andrew Merrill. He survived the plague by moving to the edge of the village, building himself a ramshackle wee hut, lived with his cockerel. Enough said about that one. Lived with his cockerel till the plague had passed, and he survived. The rest of Eyam that we've not done before. There weren't a great deal up there, but there was quite a wee bit of history. We've done the rest of Eyam, so I'm not going to repeat myself on that part of the village. So we're going to end the video here. We've had an absolute blast going up to Curbar Edge, Baslow Edge, and now into Eyam itself.
It's a lovely day, sun's out.
Absolutely gorgeous.
What more can you?
So we're going to say, we're going to end the video here. Look after yourselves.
Keep trekking.
Trek on. Till next time.
Enjoy.
Take care.
Take care.
Say that now. Just leaving the village of Eyam. Come across this. I completely forgot about this, to be honest. On the outskirts of the village, back in the 1665-66, when the Great Plague hit, there was boundary markers. There's a boundary stone further down going in towards another village. I can't quite remember the village name at the moment, it's sort of slipped my mind at the moment. But this is Mompesson's well. Mompesson, if you've looked in the previous video, he was the vicar, the priest, the vicar that took over the congregation at Eyam, who gathered everybody together and persuaded them to isolate, which I've explained in a previous video was the first real lockdown in history, to be fair. This is Mompesson's well down here. Basically what they used to do from the other side, the villagers from this side used to come here, leave food and other provisions, and used to put the money in the well, and then obviously the villagers of Eyam came up. I'll start that one again. They used to leave the provisions, and the people of Eyam used to leave the money to pay for it. They could have had the rations and everything for free, but the people of Eyam, being the people of Eyam as there was, wanted to pay. Decided they wanted to pay. They didn't want anything for free. They was willing to pay for food and things. So they used to put the food here, the rations, whatever they used to leave, clothing and things, and the people of Eyam would pay for it. But because the money was contaminated, or they believed it was contaminated with the plague, the Black Death, the bubonic, they used to put the money in to the well. I don't know what they used to use. I know on the other boundary stone further down, going into this other village, which has slipped my mind at the time, they used to leave. There was the holes in top of the stone where they used to put the money in and put it in vinegar, which they believed would purify the money, the coins, so when you took the money it wasn't affected with the plague. Don't know if they did the same at this well or not, or whatever, but it looks like it's seen better days. So that's Mompesson's well, here on the outskirts of Eyam. Just thought I'd explain this one while we're heading on. So again, thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. Keep trekking.